Hey, what's going on everybody? Jeremy Rubin, the Friendly Flipper here, and on today's Flip Tip, I'm answering the question, should I get a home inspection on my flip? Come on down. This is one of my latest flips here in Atascadero, California. So to answer the question, should I get a general home inspection on my flip? The answer is maybe, and that's going to depend on a few different things. First off, that's going to depend on your experience level. So number one, first and foremost, if you're a new flipper, if you're a newbie, even if you've done less than 10 flips, I highly recommend getting a professional inspection because they're going to be able to go through and spot things that you probably just didn't see. Next, it's also going to depend on, do you have a licensed contractor, an experienced contractor on your team that can go through and take a look and see what actually needs to be done aside from the basics that you're able to tell them. You need someone with that educated eye to be able to go through. And if you don't have a contractor that can do that on your team for you, then you need to get one on your team. But second, a way to get a good idea of what's going on with the property is to get a regular home inspection. It'll cost $300 or $400. I highly recommend it on your first few flips, at least until you get the feel of things. Then after that, you can use it as needed. But in general now, I don't get a general home inspection because I know what I'm looking at. So over time, you're going to learn what to look for. You'll have contractors on your team to walk through the property with you, and you'll develop the eye. And in most cases, you probably won't need one later on, but it can be cheap insurance up front, basically $300 or $400, and they'll find things that you may not have seen. And then if they find something that is going to be a very costly expense, you can use that and renegotiate your offer price on the property too. So there's a few different reasons why you'd want to get an inspection, especially in the beginning. Now, when it comes to other type of inspections, that's where I get those almost every time, and it's a certain one. It's the pest and termite inspection. Come on, check it out. That's why we're here at this property. Watch your step there. So here in California, we have a termite problem, and so almost every property that I flip here has some sort of termite damage, wood rot, dry rot. And so for us to get a roadmap of where to do our repairs, we get a general termite inspection done on our property. It only costs $90 to $100, sometimes even less. And they throw it in usually if you end up using that same company to do your fumigation or any sort of treatment too. So it's very inexpensive and highly worth it. Let me show you. This place has over $50,000 worth of termite damage according to the report. See this blue mark here? That is termite damage. So we had the termite inspector, they go through, they mark it all up, and then they put it on a report. So you have basically an entire guideline of what you need to fix, and then you can pass that along to your contractor, and they can use that as basically a roadmap of what to repair on the property. So this place has got a ton of wood, and so that makes it a prime target for termites. You can see up there, there's another big old blue mark right there across. We're gonna see just how many there are here. Pretty crazy. Boom, termite damage here. Termite damage there. And you might not know just by looking at it. Some of the stuff's very obvious, other stuff isn't so obvious. But look, boom, there. All over this place. Just needs a ton of work. And you can see this is a tri-level property here in beautiful Atascadero, California. The air is so fresh out here. It's so nice. These trees, oak trees, it's amazing. But with this, it's got a lot of wood. And it's going to need a lot of wood replaced because once it's been damaged, you're going to want to go through and fix it all because we've got to basically use that report as our prescription as to what we got to fix on this place. Okay, so there's a third type of inspection that I want to talk to you about real quick, and that is specialty systems inspections. And those I get on a case-by-case basis. So we're talking about roof inspections. You got your roofing system. Talking about HVAC. You got your HVAC, your AC and your heater. You got your septic system in certain cases. You got all these different systems on your properties, and you may need to bring in an expert to give you their expert opinion and expert guidance, expertise on the status of that. How many usable years are left in that roof? You know, what's the status of this septic tank? Like, where, you know, we need to know these things. And how do you find those things out? Well, you get them inspected. So case by case inspections for systems. So that's going to depend on anything that you're not sure of. And these can often range from anywhere from $50 to $250, depending on the system, depending on what they're checking out. But in a lot of cases, they're going to credit that towards service if you do service with them. They may not, but it's going to give you peace of mind. And you can't look at that as an expense. You have to look at that as insurance, in a way that you're going to get an expert pair of eyes to come in and tell you what exactly is up with this, because that is going to eliminate one more variable, which again is going to reduce your risk. And that's what we're all about: minimizing our risk, keeping our upside, so we can make thousands of dollars on every single flip. So in summary, you know, in general, if you're beginning, you should be getting general home inspections. As you learn, you can decide where to go from there. Second, if you're in an area with termites, I always get a pest inspection. And that may also vary depending on where you are in the country. There might be certain pests or critters that are local to your region. Here it's termites. But I get that. It's inexpensive, and it's a roadmap for my repairs. And then the third thing is system by system inspections. And that's just going to depend on what systems you need inspected for that property. But it never hurts to call in an expert pair of eyes, or even more than one, so you really know what's going on. Thanks for watching. I'm Jeremy Rubin, the Friendly Flipper. If you want to get more flip tips, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. That way you're notified when I have another flip tip to help you on your flipping journey. See you next time. Peace out.